found this very fascinating video of this German citizen who teamed up with other citizens and organizations in Germany to write a letter to American citizens because they are seeing very stark parallels between what's going on here in the US and what happened in Nazi Germany. No matter what side of the political spectrum that you are on, you can't deny that we are living in very scary and troubling times here in the US. I think that it would behoove us to look at history as a teacher, a reminder of the mistakes that have happened in the past so that we can avoid going down that same route, because I fear that we are already here. Without further ado, let's get to it. Thank you so much for joining me in this video.
Dear American citizens, we have an urgent message for all Americans. We are observing a democracy in grave jeopardy, with great risk to the freedoms that Americans hold so dear. We know because we've been there. And we encourage and support peaceful and civil protests and action to defend and save those freedoms. We are a German non-governmental civil society network of independent organizations and private individuals. One of our members is a working group of Omas gegen Rechts, Grannies Against the Far Right, who, after being founded in Vienna, Austria in 2017, have been active in Germany since 2018. The Omas are recognized as one of the most influential civil society women's initiatives in Germany, Austria and Switzerland, campaigning against right-wing populism and for democracy. The German Grannies Against the Far Right are mostly women who grew up in post-war Germany. Some of them experienced the Second World War themselves. In this network, we have joined forces to take a stand against right-wing extremist ideologies and fascism. Given Germany's history, we see this as our collective duty, especially to our children and grandchildren. We know from our own experience how fascism can destroy a country, its freedom, and its society. And it is our responsibility to leave our descendants and future generations a world in which there is no place for dictatorship, hatred, and fear. World War II destroyed Europe and killed millions of people. Promises of greatness and superiority led our nation into a war of annihilation against our neighbors. These promises duped people into following its egregious and inhumane ideology about unworthy life. It has taken generations to try to heal these wounds, and they remain. That is why after the Second World War, Germany took an oath on which our constitution is based. Never again will we allow ourselves to be ruled by fascism. Without the United States, the Allied forces would not have succeeded in liberating Germany from the terror of Nazism. We remain profoundly grateful for this. Without your country, Germany would not have democracy today. This connects our two countries. And it is the reason we appeal to you so urgently today to warn all Americans, your democracy is in danger. When we look at today's America, we see a deeply divided nation. We no longer see the country that helped liberate us a mere 80 years ago. What we see today leaves us profoundly shaken. Make America Great Again is a right-wing populist slogan. And slogans like these justify fascism. We know because we have seen this before. We understand how fascism grows and how it manipulates citizens with false promises that exploit their fears and prejudices. We know because in our country too, people longed for a strong leader and believed his promises. MAGA leaders are quickly destroying American democracy, American society, and increasingly the American economy, while enriching themselves in the process. It was no different here in 1933. At first, some people believed they were benefiting from Hitler's policies, but that changed quickly. The fascists had already divided people into categories and cruelly judged their worth and their lives. Once Hitler became Imperial Chancellor in January 1933, it took the Nazis only 2 months to completely destroy Weimar democracy. Watching your federal government occupy cities and target migrants is eerily familiar. The rapid destruction of the rule of law, suppression of speech, including the press, universities, science and basic right of assembly, imperialist fantasies about conquering other countries, even allies, information control and centralized propaganda, blatant corruption at the highest level, violent expulsion of people under the guise of illegal migration, and an exodus of the brightest minds to other countries where they can freely do their work.
Hold on, bruh. Wow. The comparisons are eerie. What happened, according to him and history, I mean, history is not a liar. What is happening right now in this country, I'm not going to say it's exactly the same, but it feels close, bruh. It looks pretty close, and that's a scary thing. Now, I'm a believer in the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for those of you who may be new to this channel. My hope and my trust is in him. It's not on any government. It's not on any system whatsoever. But I live here in the U.S., just as many of you watching this video do. Therefore, the things that are happening here, whether it's good or bad, I am involved with. I'm directly impacted by. So it is a concern to me about the things that are going on in this world. I do my best not to be fearful because, again, my trust is in Yah, and I will not have any fear. There is no fear when you have perfect love in Yah because it casts out all fear. However, I'm a human being, and I'm not always walking that out perfectly. So it is a big concern what is going on right now under this current administration. And look, President Trump may not be the president that the United States needs, but it is the president that the United States deserves. I'll let you chew on that.
MAGA cannot offer a future to the American dream. Worse, the crisis of your democracy is directly linked to our future and indeed that of the world. But there is hope. We are seeing peaceful resistance to this neo-fascism. Most recently, as a response to ISIS violence in Minneapolis and in other cities. The No Kings movement has mobilized millions of protesters. These demonstrations are larger than anything that was seen in Germany after 1933. The time to act is now. History has taught us that all it takes for evil to prevail is for good people to do nothing.
That's true.
We believe in the goodness of the American people. We know that there are millions of citizens on both sides of the political spectrum who are deeply concerned about the path their country is on, including those who thought their vote would make America great. Many hope for a better future, but all they've gotten are lies. The time is now for the citizens of America to stand up to fascism and defend your democracy, just as you did for Germany and the world. You still have a chance what our ancestors failed to do. Know that you are not alone. We are facing similar dangers here in Germany and Europe. But there is many good people standing up for each other, for democracy, human rights, and a positive shared future. Never again is now.
Did he actually provide a solution? I didn't get a solution from that. I deal with two extremes in my life. There's the extreme religious side that feels as though America is God's country and that you must fight for this country at any cost. And then there's the other side that says this is not God's country. God's judgment is on this country. Just let it burn. Well, we have to live here. Therefore, we have to deal with this stuff that's going on, whether you believe this is God's country or not, whether you believe that God's judgment is on this country or not. We have to deal with what is going on here. I do agree with a lot of the points that this man is making, but I disagree with some of them. For one thing, we can't do anything about this in and of ourselves. We must seek the Most High for mercy and wisdom. And we cannot act without his okay to do so. We cannot act in and of ourselves. If we do, that would not be wise. That would lead us to complete destruction. Now, if you fully believe in fighting for this country at any cost, if you believe in all of the American principles, then I say, yes, get out there. Get out there and fight for your democracy. You should be out there protesting. You should not be sitting around watching videos like this on your couch, living the lap of luxury and just complaining about it. If you really feel strongly that you need to be out here fighting for this system, you need to be out there and you need to be fighting. You need to be doing something about it. And I'm all for like peace. I'm not advocating for violence to any extent. Do not want anybody to get that twisted. But for me and my house and those of us who serve the Most High Yah, we will not be out there doing that. What we will be doing is what the Most High has commanded us to do. As it is written, the Spirit of Yahuwah is upon me, because Yahuwah has anointed me to bring good news to the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted and proclaim release to the captives and the opening of the prison to those who are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahuwah and the day of vengeance of our Creator, to comfort all who mourn. These are the things that I and believers like me should be doing. And I encourage you to do the same, because there is great power in that. When we do those types of things, Yah finds us acceptable. And when we cry out to him, he comes and he will save us and he will deliver us if we are walking in his ways and doing his will. For it is also written that those who do the will of Yah, he will hear from on high. He will deliver those who revere him. That is a promise. So we depend upon the promises of the Most High God. There is no higher authority than that. We care for each other. We love the people that are our neighbors, and we pray for peace for the country that we are in. In this case, the United States. I live here. I'm praying for peace. I'm praying for Yah's mercy here. I'm praying that he would undo the yoke of bondage in this country and those who are oppressing the people, oppressing his people more specifically. I'm praying that he will cut them down and take them out of power. But Yah's will be done no matter what at the end of the day, and I'm fine with it no matter what. I do appreciate this video. I appreciate the people of Germany actually caring about the people here in the United States, which would include me and my house as well. So thank you so much. That is the end of this video, everyone. If you liked it, please like it, subscribe, and also save it to a playlist. That really does help this channel in a major way. Shalom, me homies.